So we are down to 2 games left in the NBA regular season for pretty much every team out there. Dallas has 1 game left. Phoenix has 1 game left. Golden State's got 1 game left. But pretty much for the most part, every team has about 2 games left in the NBA season in the Western Conference. And I'm looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder here. At 46-34, got a whole game up on Minnesota. And they're tied with San Antonio, New Orleans, and those teams own the tiebreakers on Oklahoma City. So I'm looking at their situation right now. They had a big win against Houston the other night. And I'm looking at this team, and I'm thinking to myself, number one, there's too much talent on this roster. They should be the 3 seed or at worst the 4 seed, right? There's much more talent on that team than what's on Utah. But this is where we're at right now. And there's definitely much more talent on that team right now than New Orleans and San Antonio. Hell, they've been without Kawhi all year. This is where we're at. OKC and Minnesota put themselves in a hole. Here's my opinion. If I'm the Thunder, I like my spot at 7. I like that spot. Because I believe for this Thunder team to gel in totality the way we believe they could gel, I believe it's going to take them playing a team like Golden State in the first round. They play Golden State. This series is much more than just a series where it's 2 teams. One's clearly better. One's the defending NBA champion. And one's a team that struggled to make the playoffs. This is all about emotion. I believe Russell Westbrook is in the head of Kevin Durant. I've always thought that. That's why I believe Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City. Right? Steph, according to Steve Kerr, won't be available in the first round, even though I believe he might, if that series goes 6 or 7, I believe Steph will make an appearance. That's my opinion. I don't have a source on that. But I'm looking at this lineup, right? And the Warriors have struggled pretty much their last 20, 25 games, especially as of late without Steph. The Warriors are 5-5 in their last 10 games. I'm looking at that team, and I'm looking at the matchups. Of course, Kevin Durant is a better basketball player than Carmelo Anthony right now. Obviously, right? But there's something to be said. Let's take this is just a player that I play with on a video game. Let's talk about human elements. Melo's got a lot of respect in the NBA. Melo's got a lot of respect. Melo's not afraid of Kevin Durant. Now, we're not talking about whose game is better. Can Melo defend Kevin Durant in a 7-game series at an elite level? No. But he's not afraid of Kevin Durant. And if you look at history, notoriously, Kevin Durant has struggled against people who are not afraid of him. That's just my opinion. I think that's a bad matchup for Kevin Durant. I'm going to be honest. If I were Kevin Durant and the Warriors, I'd play any team in the West in the first round outside of the Thunder. Russell Westbrook. There will be no Steph Curry. Right? So we're going to pretty much put Klay Thompson on Russell Westbrook the entire series. So that tells me Klay Thompson won't be a factor offensively. Remember, this team, that Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant team had the Warriors beat a couple years ago in the Western Conference Finals. So all I'm going to say here is that in my heart of hearts, I believe that Klay Thompson won't be a factor offensively. Draymond Green, I don't know what's going on with Draymond. He doesn't even want to play night to night. If he done got 2 superstars, he ain't even playing. So I'm just looking at that matchup, and I'm looking at the Thunder. They have 2 games left. They got Memphis, who's looking to lose games, right? And they got Miami on the road. Miami's fighting for playoff positioning right now, right? I'm believing the Thunder will win their last 2 games, which at best would put them where they could get to, 5? Right? I doubt they get to 5. Because most of these teams are either playing each other or they got a cupcake game. I'm pretty sure the Thunder stay 7, if not move to 8. But if I'm the Thunder, that's a good spot. Because it's all about matchups in the playoffs, right? If the Thunder could find a way to knock off the Warriors without Steph Curry in the next round, if everything's still where it's at, they be playing either a depleted San Antonio Spurs team, looks like Kawhi won't be there, or a Portland Trailblazers team, which, I mean, on the court, you could say these teams have similar talent. Maybe the Thunder have better talent. I'd argue that. So though I think the Thunder they've struggled a lot, they don't play hard against some of the bottom feeders in the NBA. I will say this. You get them in the playoffs, you got Russell Westbrook, a former MVP, the reigning MVP, Paul George, an elite defender, a guy like Melo who, say what you want about Melo, he ain't scared of a moment. Can't defend, but he ain't scared. Steven Adams, one of the best rebounders in the game, one of the best. He's really good at when Russ gets him the rock, just keeping the ball high and just finishing at the rim. I'm telling you, man, the Thunder could easily change this disappointing season. Because right now, if they get eliminated in the first round, this is a disappointing season, and I expect Paul George to leave. But if they can mess around, get Golden State, and I think they want Golden State a little more than they want Houston. I wouldn't want to play Houston if I'm the Thunder. And I know they just beat the Rockets the other night, but trust me, I don't think they want. I just don't think they can beat Houston. I think the series could go 5, 6, 7 games, but I just don't think they can beat Houston. If I'm that Thunder team, I want to catch that Warriors team while they don't have Steph, and they could really make that thing interesting. Yeah, so Thunder right now to this point, disappointing season, but you beat the Golden State Warriors, and now you're set up against in a second round series against likely Portland. You can turn that thing upside down and find yourself in the Western Conference easily. It's all about matchups in the West, and that's why I believe, though the Thunder have been very disappointed thus far with the talent they have on that roster, if you got 2 top 15, top 20 guys on your roster, you shouldn't be fighting on the last game of the season to get in the big dance, right? But that could be turned around quickly. They can get together a couple wins here and finish at that 7th spot and face Golden State in the first round without Steph Curry.